Well, it seemed like violent crime has been on the rise here in the Alamo City and seemingly across the country. You know, in the last couple of weekends, we've had multiple shootings, terrible shootings, seemingly day after day. We're telling you about worse and worse violent crime happening here in San Antonio. And people are concerned. So joining us today in today's Leading SA segment is Chief William McManus. Good morning, Chief.
Good morning.
All right, so Chief, in the last few weekends alone, we reported on a father and 4-year-old son shot in their living room. That was this weekend. I mean, Alicia just talked about the story, 4 people shot overnight. We had the 3 women shot with an AK-47 just sitting in their car in Castle Hills. And then last weekend, we heard from you outside of what started as a family barbecue, ending with 7 people shot. So numbers-wise, are we seeing an increase in violent crimes?
We are. We're seeing an increase in violent gun crime for sure. And like in so many cases, a lot of the gun violence is due to risky behavior, I'll call it. But altercations, last night, there was an altercation outside a bar off of on Blanco. And so many we see like that. And it's frustrating because people are real quick to pull a gun to try to settle an argument. And again, that's what we see time after time.
In the past, you have told us about the partnership with criminologists. How has that gone and what does it entail and what are the goals?
We're working with criminologists from UTSA on a violence prevention plan, and we started that several weeks ago. We've been meeting with them on a regular basis. They're scouring the data, crime data, and we're actually scheduled to meet with them again. I believe it's right after the 4th. They'll have at least a blueprint of that plan moving forward. We expect to have that in place probably sometime toward the end of the summer and into the fall.
Oh, in terms of this violent crime we're seeing, from your perspective, why is this happening? I mean, you've been here a while in San Antonio. We've been here a while in San Antonio. It seems like just recently we've seen this uptick.
You know, I think there's a couple different reasons for that. There's a lot of opinions out there about it. One of them is the pandemic. I'm not buying into that opinion, but I do believe that you know, the police department is just, or law enforcement is just one aspect of the criminal justice system. There are other facets of the criminal justice system, and unless we are operating in sync, I think this is what you get. But right now, I'm concerned, to be very candid about it, I'm concerned that there are several things that lead to the violence, lead to the repeat offenders still being out on the street. And I think that low bail, no bail is a problem. You have people who are being arrested for a variety of crimes, violent crimes included, who are being put back on the street. No pretrial detention. Witnesses won't talk because they're out there and they're afraid of retaliation. So, you know, that, and again, a number of other factors, I think, contribute to this ongoing violent crime issue we're having right now. I think there's a lack of fear of consequence, and I'm concerned about it. I think that this movement to keep people out of jail is a problem. I believe that people who commit violent crimes should be in jail, period. And if they're using a gun to commit those violent crimes, absolutely they need to be in jail, because what we're seeing are repeat offenders. We have 60% of the people that we've arrested over the past few years, we've arrested before, and many of them, again, for the same crime. So this is an issue for me. It's an issue for the police department. And, you know, I'm not quite sure how we get a handle on it without all the facets of all the other parts of the criminal justice system working in sync.
Before you go, because we are running out of time, for parents, families watching, it is a Sunday morning. You know, these families want to hear from you. They might be scared. They hear us talking about these shootings, these violent crimes. What is your message to them?
As I mentioned, there are exceptions to this, but a lot, I'd say the majority of the violent crimes they're not random. They are happening because of people who engage in risky behavior. Again, there's exceptions to this, but this is what we're seeing a great deal of. And minus the risky behavior, your chances of becoming the victim of a violent crime are slim. And again, there's exceptions to this, but that's the rule.
Chief, well, if you're concerned, I'm sure parents out there, the community is as well, but they appreciate you coming on here and speaking us and taking the time to do so. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
You're welcome. Good seeing y'all.
You too.